Welcome into Cunningham Park. I'm Sam Lowenstein alongside Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan with the Brookline Warriors taking on the Milton High Wildcats. And Jesse, this should be an awfully interesting matchup. Warriors going into this one, 2-game losing streak, 4-11 record, but they are inside of the top 32. 32 ranked in Division 1 in the power rankings. Milton, a very strong Division 2 team, 3-1 in their last 4. They've been really dominant as of late, but should be an interesting one. What are your thoughts going into this one, Jesse?
Absolutely, Sam. I think you said it well. Brookline, not the results they wanted in the win-loss column last week. Two heartbreaking walk-off losses to Braintree and Natick, but with those two opponents being so highly ranked in the power rankings at that time, I think Braintree was 10th and Natick was 3rd in Division 1. So Brookline, by losing by just one run to those two high-ranked opponents, their power ranking actually saw a big shot up all the way up to 32nd in the power rankings. So Brookline, they've got something to fight for. This season is far from over for them. Even if they can't get a 500 or better record, they could still finish in the top 32 and get into the dance that is the state tournament. So plenty to play for. This should be a good one.
Most definitely, and here are the lineups for the game. First, here is the Milton High School lineup, 9-5, 3rd in Division 2. Leadoff hitter Jack Naughton, number 17, the shortstop. Second hole hitter, Peter Mullen, number 6, the center fielder. Third hole hitter, Peter Buckley, number 7, the second baseman. Then at cleanup, Ben Doak, number 3, the DH. Then Teddy Dunn, number 8, the third baseman. Michael McGee, number 1, the left fielder. John Sullivan, number 9, the right fielder. Tim O'Sullivan, number 4, the first baseman. And finally, the catcher, Henry O'Brien, number 5. Now for the Warriors lineup, leadoff hitter Connor Fitzgerald, number 9, the left fielder. Then Felix Hom, number 13, the catcher. Then Hugh Bollinger, number 2, the shortstop. Thaddeus Gameau, number 4, the first baseman. Wally Lawrence, number 24, the center fielder. Harris Hodgson in at DH for this game. Then Max Kaufman in the lineup for today, number 8, the right fielder. Bryce Helling, the freshman, number 29, the third baseman. And Danny Carballo playing second base for this game at the 9-hole spot, number 30.
Yeah, and don't forget the pitching matchup. We got an exciting one there. Number 11, Ryan Kelly, getting the start on the bump for Milton. And for Brookline, Nikolai Rabiner, number 17, the starting hurler for Brookline today, coming off against a big last couple of appearances. Obviously, he came on to get the win in relief against Sharon about a week and a half ago, and then followed that up with a strong 6-inning performance against Braintree to keep Brookline in that game for as long as he could. And, of course, last year he was a big pitcher against Milton, as last year these two teams played in Brookline on May 12th, 2025. Brookline getting that win 6-4, the final. Rabiner pitching 6 2/3 innings in that game to get the win, while allowing 4 runs, 2 of them earned on 6 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So those are lineups, courtesy of Sam and myself. And now, just for a moment here, I'd like to take a moment to talk about our local charity spotlight for today, the Brookline Community Foundation. For over 100 years, the Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in our community. Among the foundation's many grant programs is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which provides graduating BHS students with scholarships to help fund post-secondary education. Your help is crucial to supporting these Brookline youth as they embark on the next steps in their educational journeys. Visit brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442 to learn more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and how you can make a difference right here in Brookline. Once again, that's brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442. And all that information is in the description section of the video down below. So definitely something that can help with a lot of high school seniors, and that's very notable for both teams. Is Milton, as you can see, with a bunch of player pictures draped over there. It looks like they're celebrating their senior night game here today. And also very notable for Brookline is one of their key seniors and co-captains Unfortunately, out for Brookline, Jimmy DiPaolo suffered a wrist injury in the Natick game last week. I think I heard it was while he was sliding into home on a play. Brookline is certainly going to miss both his glove at shortstop and his bat in the heart of the order. He's been a big player for them this year.
Most definitely a big power bat for the Brookline Warriors. They'll look to Hugh Bollinger to provide some of that power. A bunch of triples for him, Jesse, this season. He's been an absolute monster. So the top of the first inning, just starting up with the top of the first. Connor Fitzgerald will be due up once things get underway. After him, it will be Felix Hom and then Hugh Bollinger that we were just talking about. Again, Ryan Kelly on the mound. Number 11, the pitcher for Milton. And interestingly enough, looking at some of these stats, Kelly as a hitter, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run against Brookline in the game last year that the two sides played. Brookline, the Warriors beat Milton 6-4 in Brookline, so the Warriors going to hope to repeat that today.
Yeah, and to me, the key for this one for Brookline, and really the key for them down this final stretch of the regular season as they try and fight to stay in the top 32 and punch their ticket to the playoffs. I might sound like a broken record because I've been bringing it up a lot the past few games we've covered, is they've got to throw strikes and get those walks under control. They've already got issued more walks this season than they did all of last year, and they've only played 15 games so far this season, whereas they had 21 last year. They're giving up about 2 more walks per game than they did last year, I think, was about the margin. And like we said, their offense has really woken up these past couple of games. Yes, they lost the last 2, but they put up 9 against 2 strong teams in Braintree and Natick. And then before that, 17 they racked up against Sharon. So their offense has really woken up from top to bottom. You know, obviously the absence of DiPaolo is going to hurt for however long he needs to heal up his wrist. But this Brookline offense has really woken up. They're averaging more than 5 runs a game so far this season, and that's actually more than they scored on average last year when they made the playoffs for the second year in a row. So their offense really clicking, but the defense has got to back that up, and it's got to start with throwing strikes for the pitchers. So far for the team on the season, 115 walks issued by Brookline pitchers through 15 games. For a comparison's sake, the team's batters have only drawn 59 walks. So they've walked almost twice as many batters as they've managed to get themselves offensively.
Pretty wild stuff, and this Milton team that they will be going against, 3-1 in their last 4, and they've scored 11 runs in 2 of those wins, 10 runs in the win before that. They won their last game over Needham 11-3. Milton 9.5 runs per game in their last 4, and they've only given up, importantly, 4.25 runs per game in that stretch. So they've had solid pitching against some solid Bay State opponents. Huge matchup coming up and a huge test for Brookline.
Absolutely. And fans, you might have noticed that or you might have seen in our live chat that the Wi-Fi is a little shaky out here in Milton. You know, we're hoping it's okay enough. And that at bare minimum, our audio calls come through well enough so you can still follow the action. But rest assured, I will be posting a fully recorded version of this broadcast later on tonight that won't have the choppiness from the Wi-Fi. So you can look forward to that, even if the video is a little choppy during the live action.
Ryan Kelly warming up on the mound for Milton. Things about to get underway here at Cunningham Park.
And you mentioned, Sam, some of the stats from last year's game for Brookline. Only 3 batters in their starting lineup today saw the plate against Milton last year. Would have been 4 if not for the injury to DiPaolo. But those 3 players, Felix Hom, Hugh Bollinger, and Wally Lawrence, a combined 0 for 9 at the plate. Hugh Bollinger drawing 1 walk and Wally Lawrence scoring 1 run. So not a lot of the offensive impact that they had in last year's Milton game. They're going to need some different guys to step up. Meanwhile, for the Wildcats, they've only got 3 returning players from last year's game in the batting order. Jack Naughton went 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. Peter Buckley and Teddy Dunn both went 1 for 3. You mentioned that Kelly, who I think was playing first in last year's game, he went 0 for 2 with a walk and a run in that one. But he's just got pitching duties here today.
Connor Fitzgerald about to come up to the plate for the Warriors as things get underway here in Milton. Kelly on the mound, Fitzgerald at the plate, first pitch coming. Kelly deals, high fastball there, a little bit inside, ball 1.
Fitzgerald's been doing a great job getting on base. You can see his stats in the bottom center of your screen. Batting average .220, on base .371, slugging .320, and a team high 10 walks so far, as well as a team high 15 runs scored to go with 4 steals and 4 RBI.
And that great eye on display there for ball 2. This one's a strike, inside fastball. Kelly working that high and inside fastball there, Jesse. This time a little bit lower, and he's able to pinpoint it. 2-1. Pitch from Kelly. This one right down the middle, strike 2 on the fastball.
That one looked like he was starting to work it a little bit more towards the outside part of the plate, so he's working back and forth different parts of the zone.
2-2 from Kelly to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, big swing and a miss. Kelly gets the strikeout in the first at-bat of the game.
Yeah, he was working things back and forth, and then he just goes full heat on that one to blow it by Fitzgerald.
Coming up to the plate, the catcher Felix Hom for the Warriors after Connor Fitzgerald struck out to Kelly. First pitch to Hom, and it's way low and outside. That one spiked, bounced for ball 1.
Hom, he's really woken up offensively. His slash line currently 327, 411, 408, a team high 4 doubles, even though he had 0 extra base hits before that Sharon game. So in the last 3 games, he's compiled 4 doubles and a large chunk of the 12 RBI he's got so far.
Well, in that game, Jesse Hom put up 3 of those doubles, 3 RBI doubles in that blowout against Sharon as he takes ball 2 up high. 2-1. Pitch to Hom. Takes high and outside. That fastball pulled again. That's the second time in this at-bat that Kelly has pulled a pitch outside. Went with a breaking ball at the beginning, low and away. This time, up and away. Similar results, though.
Yeah, but at the same time, kind of flipped results in terms of inside-outside now that he's facing a righty batter as opposed to the lefty Fitzgerald.
Potentially, he could feel a little bit more comfortable pulling his pitches without the fear of a hit by pitch. This one's fouled off full count.
Yeah, but at the same time might be a little harder to throw off the batter potentially if you're trying to, like, you know, brush him back inside. Depends on what he's trying to do.
3-2 from Kelly to Hom. Pitch, Hom takes down low, ball 4.
Yeah, easy one to take there, but a good battle from Hom. And even from Fitzgerald, the first batter, they're not letting Kelly get any quick outs so far, but it'll be interesting to see what Hugh Bollinger does at the plate. He's a very aggressive swinger.
Definitely Bollinger, an aggressive swinger and an aggressive power hitter as well. 4 triples for him and a home run for the Warriors, as well as a really strong 370, 433, 630 slash line. Hom leads off first or no with a courtesy runner. He goes down to second. Courtesy runner gets down there safe, able to slide in for the Warriors.
Armand Tendon taking advantage there of that wild pitch to get himself into scoring position. Good position to be in when you got a player like Bollinger at the plate.
1-0 to Bollinger. Tandon on second. After the stolen base, he takes it up high, 2-0. 2-0 pitch coming. Tandon leading off of second. The deal from Kelly, and a big swing and a miss there from Bollinger.
Yeah, Bollinger, he's got a good hitter's count to work with, so if he sees a pitch he likes, you know he's going to take a big cut at it.
2-1 coming. The pitch, Bollinger, big swing and a miss. High fastball there, just a bit late on it.
Yeah, and it was also looked like it was a little bit high. Maybe shouldn't have swung at that. Bollinger, you can tell he wants one.
That pitch a little bit above the strike zone, but awfully close. Tandon leads off of second. 2-2. Bollinger swung on, pop fly out to right center. Right fielder comes over, makes the catch. Tandon going down to third. He slides in easily. So Hugh Bollinger flies out, second out of the inning, but Armand Tandon gets down to third. Runner in scoring position for the Warriors.
Yeah, he got just a little bit under that one, just kind of sliced it. But definitely, at least he moved the runner along, so good position to be in here if Thaddeus Gameau can lace out a single.
Gameau has been a great contact hitter, and he swings it to center field. This one hangs up, easily caught, end of the inning.
Yeah, I like the swing, like the aggressiveness, just didn't quite get the result that they wanted there. And now we move to the bottom of the first.
Well, there, Jesse, Gameau got a decent line drive, but just got a little bit jammed on it. And the fact that he got jammed just ever so slightly made it so the ball hung up for that last little second, making it easy to catch for Mullen.
Yeah, he needed that one to be more to the left or the right, more towards the gap if he wanted that to be out of range for the center fielder, Peter Mullen, who himself is going to be the second guy due up here in the bottom of the first.
Due up in the bottom of the first, Naughton, Mullen, and Buckley coming up. Here as the Warriors warming up in the field, looking to shut things down with their ace Nico Rabiner on the mound. Nikolai Rabiner, he's had a great season for Brookline, as after that first inning, the Warriors put up a 0 in the top of the first here in Milton. Everybody warming up in the field. The Wally Lawrence throws it way deep, and looking at it, this Milton team, they've been awfully solid in the field and even better in terms of their hitting. Nico Rabiner, 7 games, 6 starts, 2-4 win-loss record, 33 in the third innings pitched, 3.99 ERA, 1.65 whip, and 43 strikeouts.
Yeah, Rabiner's had his big ups and as well as some of his downs. It's been a shaky season by his own standards. Not quite as dominant as he was last year, but that kind of dominance is really hard to keep up, especially at the high school level, because each high school season is almost the equivalent of a month of an MLB season, so small sample size.
First pitch inside to Naughton, taking ball 1.
Yeah, we want to see, if you're a Brookline fan, you want to see him throwing strikes. Got one there.
Got one there on Naughton, 1-1. Rabiner comes right back.
Yeah, Naughton was looking to try and sneak a bunt single in there, but got one high and in. No chance.
Pitch down low this time from Rabiner, working that hard fastball a little bit below the zone. He likes to use that fastball sometimes, Jesse. Almost utilize it similar to how some people use a breaking ball. Swung on into right field, gets beyond the second baseman. Kaufman throws it back into Carballo, playing second today, and a base hit for Naughton.
Yeah, good solid contact there, and the one thing you don't want to see is you don't want to see your pitcher getting demoralized by that and thinking he's got to do more than he has to do. Job here is simple. Throw strikes and give the defense a chance to go to work, give the batters a chance to make a mistake. Just keep hitting the zone.
Definitely. Well, Rabiner did a good job on that pitch. He did jam Naughton, but just good enough contact with Mullen at the plate. Mullen made the catch in center field to end the top of the first. Now at the plate here, 0-1. Naughton leads off of first. Pitch from Rabiner. Tipped off the knob of the bat there. Came off the barrel a little bit awkwardly, though.
Yeah, check swing foul there for Mullen as Rabiner again working the high inside part of the plate, even with now a righty batter as opposed to the lefty Naughton. As Rabiner keeping an eye on him with a runner at first and the leadoff hitter being at first, you suspect he might be a steal threat.
Well, Rabiner's gone back there the first a couple times, but not taking too much of lead. This one's fouled off again. Hasn't had to dive back into first yet.
That's true. Rabiner still trying to keep him honest. I mean, this is the guy that was trying to sneak a bunt single past him. You know, if he's doing that, then he's confident in his running. He's got a noticeable lead here.
0-2. Pitch taken inside and
Looks
called
like
ball one.
Yeah, looks like a low ball one there. Hom trying to frame it, but the ump wouldn't give it to him. If it's a borderline call with 2 strikes, they're generally going to call a ball.
Mullen looked at it for a while, thought it could have been a strike. Mullen, ground ball chopper to Bollinger. Sliding attempt, he can't get it. And an infield single there for Mullen.
Yeah, that's tough there. And, you know, on a play like that, you can't help but wonder if Jimmy DiPaolo's out there, does he make it more, at least closer for a play at first base or even a play at second base? But still, Bollinger, a solid fielder in his own right, so hard to say how much of a difference it would have made.
Strong sliding attempt there from Bollinger. Buckley at the plate now. After the two potential singles that hit from Mullen, potentially an E6, potentially an infield single. First pitch to Buckley in the strike zone, fastball, strike one.
Yeah, I'm putting it down as an either or, but if I had to make the call myself, I would call it an infield hit just because, you know, it's to the left. Both runners were probably going to beat any throw that might have been made.
Definitely. Strong pitch low and inside from Rabiner. Goes back to the fastball, Jesse. He's really been using his fastball quite a bit. He hasn't really been able to set up the hitters to utilize his curveball, which can be so devastating in getting swing and miss. 0-2. Pitch from Rabiner taken up high by Buckley, ball one.
He tried going for a slight breaking ball there, but like less of a break than his more severe one, but Buckley would not bite on the high pitch.
1-2, Rabiner steps off the mound for a second.
Yeah, Rabiner, like you said, Sam, one of those textbook guys that uses his fastball to set up his breaking ball for the swing and miss. Or
Pitch.
For the look.
Pitch down low in the strike zone, called strike 3, first out of the bottom of the first. Buckley strikes out looking.
Went right back to that slight breaking ball that doesn't break as much as you might think, and this time that meant it stayed in the zone as he attacked the lower corner with that one.
Ben Doak at the plate, number 3, the DH. With Naughton on second, Mullen on first, sends it out to deep left center. Left fielder coming over and he makes the catch. Runner going all the way to third. Mullen or Naughton gets in safely. Mullen stays at first. Runners on the corners with the catch there in left from Connor Fitzgerald.
Yeah, simple fly ball there. Aggressive base running from Naughton, going for third on a fly out to left. And now an interesting situation here with 2 outs and runners at the corners.
After Doak flied out, coming up to the plate, Teddy Dunn, the third baseman, was 1 for 3 in the game last year against the Warriors. Swung on, high fly ball to right center. Lawrence going back and he makes the catch, bobbled it for a second, but he's able to corral it and it ends the inning.
Well, just giving people a little bit of extra excitement at the end of that one, but ultimately that just shows exactly what I was talking about. Pitch to contact, you know, give your fielders a chance to make plays behind you and give your opponents a chance to make mistakes in front of you. 2 flyouts that as the batters just got under them, and we're heading to the second with no score.
100% there. Wally Lawrence juggled it for a second, but the senior able to make the catch. And speaking of Wally Lawrence, he will be due up for the Warriors. Lawrence last year in the game against Milton was 0 for 3 with a run.
Yeah, but Lawrence, I feel like he's really unlocked another level of his offense so far this season, as might as well just put the stats right here while we wait. You know, his batting average and slugging percentage might not be the highest, 190 batting average, 214 slugging, .320 on-base percentage is solid, if not, amongst the best on the team. But he's found a lot of ways to contribute offensively. Tied for the team lead in steals with 5. 9 runs scored, ranks among the best on the team. I believe he's 4th on the team in runs scored there with 9. And while he's in the second half of the order, still got a solid number of RBI with 5. I believe he ranks, I think, 5th. Yeah, 5th in that category. So he has been finding ways to contribute offensively where he can. His bat's gone a little quiet of late, but he's got the potential to get things going, especially when he gets on base.
Well, the varsity soccer captain coming up to the plate, Wally Lawrence, to start the second inning. Kelly on the mound, pitch inside there, low and inside. Lawrence tried to jump out for a second to draw a ball, did not work. Kelly able to tag the corner for strike 1. The 0-1 went to the same exact spot, and he gets the same call.
Boy, that's tough. But, you've got to figure out what this ump's strike zone is going to be so you know what you can draw and what you have to swing at.
0-2, Lawrence takes down low just below the strike zone. Awfully close there, Jesse.
Yeah. And you mentioned Lawrence, a captain of the soccer team, also a captain here on the baseball team. He's a veteran respected for his leadership.
1-2 pitch, Lawrence chopping ground ball over to second, throw to first. That's the first out of the top of the second.
Yep, just fielded well. It was almost towards the gap there, but well within range for Peter Buckley. As, that one not fast enough to sneak through the gap into right field, not slow enough to give him a chance at an infield single. Just results in an out.
Hodgson at the plate now for the Warriors. Strong play from Buckley. Hodgson, 200 average, 310 on base percentage, 200 slugging, 4 runs, 4 RBIs. First pitch to him, way high and inside. Fastball called ball 1.
Was that the first pitch or the second pitch? I couldn't tell if when we were
may have been the second.
Setting things up, if that was the second pitch. But
my spidey sense says it's the second.
Oh, well, we got to trust the spidey sense then.
Of course, you have to. Pitch coming to Hodgson. Taken just inside there for presumably ball 2.
Yeah, it's either 3-0 or 2-1, assuming we trust the spidey sense.
Pitch coming in.
It was 3-0.
The spidey sense was right.
It was right.
Ball 4, Harris Hodgson walks. There was an extra ball on the count, and the Warriors have a runner on with Max Kaufman coming up to the plate.
I never should have doubted you, Sammy Parker. You've got the great power, and with that comes great responsibility.
Exactly. It's all about the timing. It's the secret sauce to the spidey sense. Throw is way wide. Harris Hodgson going down to second. And he stands up. Huge mistake on the pickoff attempt down to first for Milton with the errant throw from Kelly.
Yeah, that one's just a gimme for Brookline. They'll take that every time, but last inning they managed to get a gift runner to second and weren't able to do anything with it. It's imperative they get a big base hit here.
Runner on second for Max Kaufman, fouls it off 0-1.
Kaufman's had his ups and downs in terms of putting the ball in play. 167 is average and slugging percentage, but his on base a solid 342 to go with a tie for the team lead for steals with Lawrence with 5, as well as 8 runs and 6 RBI.
0-2 now to Kaufman with Hodgson on second. 0-2. Kaufman fouls it off way into the tree, and the ball disappears. Count stays the same.
Yeah, good swing there from Kaufman. When you're behind 0-2, it can be easy to think, oh, this guy's going to throw a strikeout pitch. I'll just let it miss the zone. Kaufman playing good defense at the plate, so to speak.
0-2. Long wind-up coming from Kelly. Breaking ball low in the zone. Called strike 3.
Man, that's a tough one there. Kaufman swung defensively the swing before, but that time got fooled thinking that it was going to move more inside. The ump given a lot of inside calls both ways for the strikes. Team's got to be wary of that.
Got him on an inside slider there with Helen drawing at the plate.
Yeah, not a lot of plate appearances so far for Helendrung. Most of his 6 runs scored have been as a courtesy runner. As so far in terms of plate appearances, he's just 0 for 1 with a steal and an RBI.
1-1. Hodgson on second. Big hack and a miss from Helendrung. Just missed it a little bit late. A little bit of a low swing as well with the high pitch and high velocity. 1-2. Kelly looking to get out of the inning. Pitch to Helendrung. High fastball again. This time he watches it.
Yeah, Brookline's been biting on a lot of those high fastballs from Kelly. Good patience on that one from Helendrung.
2-2. Pitch coming from Kelly. Inside corner. Strike 3 call. Helendrung strikes out to end the inning.
That inside corner again. You know, this is part of the adjustment period that is an early part of a baseball game. You got to figure out what's the pitcher throwing at you, what's the ump giving you in terms of strike zone, and then make those adjustments as you get deeper into the game and get more chances to get to the plate.
Most definitely Nikolai Rabiner back on the mound for the Warriors after a solid first inning after gave up some base runners, an infield single, and a base hit to start it. But then after that, he was able to really settle down, Jesse, and we talk about this so much. He was able to trust his fielders, induced some fly balls, and was able to get out of the inning.
Yeah, even with a minor bit of excitement off the near drop from Lawrence, the veteran outfielder got his glove around it and made the play.
Just kind of bobbled it, Lawrence, in center field, but he was able to make the catch.
We got our first note in the live chat from Joanna Fricky, supporting the Warriors from Las Vegas. As always, go Brookline. Thank you so much for tuning in as always, Joanna. We hope you enjoy the game.
You know what that makes me wonder?
What does that make you wonder?
Is it 100 and stupid yet in Las Vegas?
Ooh, that does make you wonder. I mean, we've had some pretty stupid temperatures here in New England, I would say, as they're very, very deceptive, very sneaky temperatures. Like it'll say, oh, it's 60, oh, it's 50, and you'll think, oh, that's warmer than it was in the winter. It must feel nice and comfy, and then the wind's like, no.
Nope. Definitely not. McGee here at the plate. Fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. McGee here, the left fielder, Michael McGee, number 1 for Milton. 0-1. Outside pitch there, a bit of a breaking ball from Rabiner.
Yeah, Rabiner working the inside out through the first couple pitches, just didn't get him to bite. But jams him inside again.
Jammed him there, came off his foot, it appeared, for another foul ball.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now you know the ump is giving a lot of inside strikes. You can attack that area. So long as you can control it, not hit the batters, that's a good place to attack.
1-2. Coming from Rabiner, big swing and a miss, swings out of his shoes out in front, throw down to first. Gamo makes the catch. Strikeout for Nico Rabiner.
Yeah, he now, after going inside with the fastball a couple times, get a guy a little off balance, and then drop off the table with the breaking ball and make the guy swing like a fool.
Sullivan now at the plate. Big hack and a miss, strike 1.
Yeah, now he's attacking the lower part of the plate, looks like.
John Sullivan, the right fielder, went with a high looping curveball there. Tried to dip it back into the strike zone, but it stayed up for ball 1.
Yeah, it looked like that one hung on him a little bit.
But just the right amount of hang. This one dips back into the zone for strike 2.
That didn't hang at all. That one curved exactly the way you wanted.
But I will say, you would rather have it hang too much than hang right in the middle, because if it hangs right in the middle, just a little bit of hang, that's when hitters can really do damage.
That's true. It's like you want it to hang. You want it to hang out for a strikeout on that one. That's back-to-back Ks for Rabiner. Impressive start to the inning, but I think going back to what you were saying, Sam, it's like you want, if it's a pitch that you're like, okay, from outside of the zone into the strike zone, if it hangs, whatever, it's a ball. But if it's one of those pitches where it's like, okay, it's going to go from the strike zone to outside, make him whiff, and then it hangs on you, then you're in trouble.
Tim O'Sullivan takes the first pitch way up and inside as that strikeout from Rabiner had absolutely no hang on it. And just you said how important it is for pitchers in this game to target the inside part of the plate. Rabiner did, and it came on him a little bit too much inside. Scared O'Sullivan off the plate, but he comes right back with strike two. And again, going inside, but a little bit too much inside.
Yeah, that's the thing. As long as you trust yourself to not lose control to the degree that you're hitting the batter, if you know that the inside pitches, the ump is being a little generous with those and giving you strikes, that's a good place to attack.
Pitch to O'Sullivan. Goes with the fastball this time, low in the zone and just below the zone for ball three.
Man, a little bit less generous on that call, though, as it's now a hitter's count.
3-1 to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan, big swing and a miss, fastball in the strike zone. Full count now. No runners on the bottom of the second for Milton. Rabiner 1 out away, but he misses for ball four way low and away. Ball four, O'Sullivan walks.
Yeah, that one, he tried to blow the fastball by him, but it slips out his hand and goes low and away. And he's denied the 1-2-3 inning.
After O'Sullivan walks, the 9-hole hitter, number 5, the catcher, Henry O'Brien, coming up at the plate, going down to second is O'Sullivan.
Yeah, that one, another one where Rabiner just completely lost control as that one bounced in a way that Hom could not recover.
There's a wild pitch there from Rabiner, comes right back for a strike.
Yeah, you gotta be confident in your stuff even after a couple of rough misses and just go right back to doing what you do.
1-1 pitch from Rabiner. Big looping curveball, ground ball over to Bollinger, low throw. Gameau can't make the grab at first. Runners on the corners for Milton.
Yeah, Bollinger, he is making a longer throw than he's had to make in a while, as he is, although he's actually, I take that back, because he's been entrenched at third, so still a different kind of play on that running throw, ends up coming up short.
After O'Brien advances on the E6, the 1-hole hitter Jack Naughton back up at the plate for Milton. Naughton had a single, got past second base in his first at-bat back in the first inning. Takes ball one here, 1-0.
Runners at the corners and 2 outs for the second inning in a row.
Big opportunity for Milton. Naughton, hard ground ball. Fielded cleanly, throw over to Gameau, makes the grab, end of the inning. Rabiner escapes yet again.
Yep, that's the specialty of Nikolai Rabiner, especially last year, was getting into jams but getting out of them on a pretty consistent basis. He, is a pitcher that sometimes lives on a knife's edge, but, he handles those situations with a lot of poise, and also gives some credit to the poise of freshman Danny Carballo, as being thrust into the starting second baseman spot this season as a rookie. He has really handled that very well. Maybe not the most electric hitter, although his bat has been coming around, as we'll talk about in the top half of the third coming up. But Carballo been a very solid second baseman for Brookline this season.
Danny Carballo has really stepped in awfully well. He's also had some playing time at the catcher position. Felix.
Well, over the summer he did.
For the summer he did.
Not this season.
Not now, because
Felix Hom pretty well entrenched at the spot behind the back spot here in the spring. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more of him behind the plate come the summer season. But we're not there just yet. I know we all wish that we had that summer weather already, and I know you as a student really wish that it was summer vacation. But we're not there yet.
Maybe it's just wishful thinking.
Maybe. Little bit of wishful projection there.
Wishful projection and wishful association.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes. Yes. Very good, Dr. Freud. I think we've diagnosed this most excellently.
Perfectly diagnosed.
Listen, we had fun with math during the sharing game. Why can't we have a little bit of fun with psychology here?
Dr. Jesse. MD, PhD. AP Psych coming right up. Carballo at the plate now for the Warriors. And he takes inside for ball one.
Carballo, his numbers may not look the most impressive when you look right at him, but Those were almost all zeros a couple weeks ago, so he has really found his form the last few games.
Carballo fouls it off for strike one.
Batting average 133, on base 212, slugging 167, 2 steals, 5 runs scored, and 4 RBI.
Pitch from Kelly, fastball low in the zone, and he gets the call. The umpire's been calling some of those pitches strikes, that one just barely in the strike zone, but it's been awfully borderline so far in this game. Goes low yet again, this one, bit of a breaking ball for ball two.
Well, what's important to consider is the height of the batter is so important, not just in how high your strike zone is, but also how low it is. If your knees are closer to the ground, you're going to have a lower strike zone.
2-2. Pitch from Kelly. Carballo check swing.
No, he didn't.
And he strikes out. Called strike three, despite the check swing from Carballo.
I couldn't tell if they called that it was in the zone or if they decided that he had gone around, but either way, the result is the same.
Now the one-hole hitter, Connor Fitzgerald at the plate here in the top of the third inning. 1 out. It's been really a pitcher's duel throughout, despite the fact that Nikolai Rabiner has faced some base runners, got into runners on the corner situations in both the first and the second inning that he was able to get out of by trusting his fielders. Fitzgerald takes 2 balls in a row to start it, and Jesse, that's the big thing with Fitzgerald. Such a fast guy and such a disciplined hitter. That's why he's such a good leadoff hitter for Brookline.
Absolutely. He doesn't lead the team in walks and runs scored for nothing.
Fitzgerald popped up and foul.
And you talked about the pressure situations that guys have gotten out of. Both of these teams have gotten a runner in scoring position every inning so far in this game. But so far the pitchers, Rabiner and Kelly, have been hunkering down and escaping with no score.
They've been able to shut things down. Strike 2 there on the inside part of the plate.
Fitzgerald, his last time up, went down on strikes. He's got to be careful here. 2 strikes against him.
2-2. Fitzgerald fouls it off. And Jesse, this Milton team, their pitching has been awfully solid. We talked about how their hitting has been really good as of late, but only 4.25 runs per game allowed in their last 4. They lost their only game in that 3-1 stretch to Framingham 7-6. They've been in every game. Awfully competitive. 2-2. Pitch coming. Low in the zone, a little bit out of the zone. Tried to tag the bottom outside corner.
Big payoff pitch coming here.
3-2. Pitch from Kelly. Fitzgerald takes strike 3.
That's the tough thing about Fitzgerald sometimes. His patience means he's going to get a lot of long at-bats, but he's also going to have a high number of looking strikeouts. You know, it's the benefits and the drawbacks of his style as a batter.
Definitely. Felix Hamm now at the plate. He's been on an absolute power surge as of late. Takes strike 1 here.
You know, Sam, you talked about the amount of runs given up lately for Milton. For Brookline, over their last 3 games, they've given up 26 runs, so almost 9 runs allowed per game over their last 3.
And coming right back there, 2 fastballs, 2 strikes. Kelly pounding the zone here in the top of the third. 0-2 to Hamm. Hamm fouls it off.
Yeah, Brookline, when they swing, they've been doing a good job getting bat on ball and fouling things off. You know, it's just a case of sometimes they're a little over-patient and looking at pitches that are close and borderline.
0-2, Hamm steps out of the box.
Hamm got a walk his last time up, one of 2 walks issued by Kelly so far.
Big swing and a miss. Kelly strikes out the side. 1-2-3 inning. Milton shuts down the Warriors in the top of the third.
Dang, 3 up, 3 down, all of them on strikes as Kelly strikes out the side there. That's tough for Brookline. They have got to, you know, find a way to square things up properly as they are still hitless through the first 3 innings. 2 walks representing the only base runners for Brookline so far, 1 each from Hamm and Hodgson on the first turn through the order. So they're going to want to make some offensive adjustments, and soon, as we're almost halfway through this game.
Definitely Kelly able to effectively throw strikes, trust his fielders when it matters, and sometimes just absolutely dominate things, as seen in the top of the third inning, striking out the side. 1-2-3.
And now another important thing is for Rabiner not to fall too far behind him in terms of where the opposing team is in the batting order. Both these pitchers starting to face their second go through the opposing batting order, as we saw the first two batters in Brookline's order come up in the top of the third. But now we got the 2, 3, 4 guys due up for Milton in the bottom half of the third. So they're already a little out in front of Brookline, as they've had 2 more base runners than Brookline so far this game. So Rabiner definitely hoping he can respond in kind to the dominant third inning that Kelly just had.
Definitely. Mullen, Buckley, and Doak due up for Milton. Here in the bottom of the third inning, we have not had a run so far. It's been a pitcher's duel. Nikolai Rabiner got out of 2 runners on the corner situations in both the third and second inning. Coming up, Mullen had an infield single in the bottom of the first inning in his first at-bat. Then Buckley had a strikeout. Doak flied out to center field. Here's Mullen coming up to the plate in the bottom of the third inning. Rabiner sets. Down low, got behind Felix. May have crossed him up a little bit for ball 1.
Yeah, Rabiner has had some tough misses vertically, up high and down low the past couple innings, but when he's got his stuff going, it can really work. But that one just outside.
That pitch just a little bit outside, trying to command the fastball horizontally despite his vertical challenges that he's had. And there's some more. Tried to go up and away there, but that one called a strike.
Yeah, that one hit his spot.
Able to hit his spot and hits it right again. That's the thing with Rabiner. Even if he allows a hitter to get into a good count, he's so good at shutting him down and coming right back. And it was a ball.
And it was ball 4.
It was ball 4. That was not a strike.
I must have missed a pitch there. I thought it was ball 3. I thought it was a full count, but I guess not. I must have missed a pitch in there somewhere.
The Spidey sense strikes again.
Well, Spidey sense did nothing for me there.
Well, the Spidey sense.
Where was yours?
I must say it was a little bit halfway, because I was saying that's a ball up and away.
Well, I thought it was a ball
strike.
too. That wasn't my confusion. My confusion was I thought it was ball 3.
I saw you put a strike on the.
No, I was 2-2 is what I had it as. Are you saying that one of the strikes I gave was a ball?
Yes, one of the strikes. Here's a bunt attempt from Buckley, goes foul.
Okay,
yep,
okay.
One of the strikes was
I
a ball.
think
That's why.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It wasn't 2-2. It was 3-1, and that was why.
Sometimes the ump reaches up to adjust his face mask with the same hand that he reaches up with to show a fist to signal strike, and it throws me off.
One of the really interesting things. Here's another bunt attempt. Down low, runner going to second, throw to first. They got the runner at first base. Buckley is out, so a sacrifice bunt successful. Mullen gets down to second.
Yeah, very simple. Did his job there, moved a guy into scoring position.
Just a really strong job there. Here's Doak at the plate. One of the things that we'll have to talk about here on the stream sometimes, the umpire style.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it takes all kinds.
First pitch low and away. Rabiner misses. Just pulled it a little bit yet again, and that was a struggle that Kelly had at points earlier in the game. He was able to really control his commando as it's gone on. Mullen on second, popped up by Doak, foul.
Yeah, you can't, I know they already know this because they've been attacking well, even with runners in scoring position threatening. Both pitchers have.
1-1. Swung on, foul. Gomo coming over, but
out of play.
Nowhere close. Out of play.
Yeah, I appreciate him giving, thought and effort to potentially going after that ball. You don't want to automatically treat it like it's out of play when there's the off chance it might stay in, but that one went out.
1-2. Pitch from Rabiner, swung on to center field, diving, sliding snag, and it's made by Carballo.
Yeah, good read by Carballo. That one, good placement, but just a little bit too light on that contact and a little too much under it. Gave Carballo just enough time to chase that one down for a big second out get.
Really nice play there by Carballo. Great hustle in the field to get over there and make the player done at the plate now. Takes ball one. Mullen on second. Taken up high for ball two after the sacrifice bunt was successful from Buckley.
Yeah, yet another inning with a runner in scoring position. Outside of the top of the third, every inning has featured one.
Milton has done a good job to put pressure on Rabiner, but at least so far, Nikolai Rabiner has been able to get out of these innings. Again, escaped two runners in scoring, two runners on the corners.
For the first two innings, yeah.
For the first two innings. It's a lot of twos. 2-1. High looping curveball hangs up a little bit too much for ball three.
Yeah, it didn't get the drop he wanted on that one.
And you got to think, if you're Rabiner, obviously a walk is never a good thing, but it's not the end of the world. You would rather walk a guy in a very adverse count rather than give up a big hit with the runner on second.
Oh, yeah, definitely. In a situation like this where runner on second, you can create an extra force on the bases with two outs, but the most ideal thing is you get the out and you end the inning right here.
3-2. Mullen on second. At the plate is done, and he walks. Takes ball four, fastball above the zone.
Yeah, that one. I mean, like you said, you don't like to see the walk, especially with the trouble this team has been having with their control on the mound this season. But in that situation, not the worst thing in the world. Just don't let it spiral out of control.
McGee at the plate now for Milton. McGee in the first at bat, coming back for him. First pitch, high, just above the strike zone. Struck out in his first at bat, bottom of the second inning, as Rabiner had a really hot start to that inning, got back-to-back strikeouts to start it before running into some trouble and getting out of it. Throw back down to first. Camo trying to make the tag, just a bit late, diving back in.
And more importantly, Mullen went down to third in the chaos there.
Absolute chaos. The third runners on the corner situation that Nico Rabiner must get out of for the Warriors.
Yeah, I liked the idea from Hum going for the pickoff, but Mullen smart and attacking the bases in that situation.
Awfully smart move there from Mullen. McGee at the plate. Dunn on first, Mullen on third. Pitch from Rabiner. Just below the strike zone. And we've seen that quite a bit, Jesse, the umpire not calling those low fastball strikes. 3-0 from Rabiner. Pitch, called strike one.
Yeah, he's definitely not been giving as much favoring to those low borderline pitches either way.
Pitch from Rabiner, outside, ball four. McGee walks, bases loaded for Milton.
And this is where you don't want to get so wrapped up in the idea of, oh, if I give up a walk, it's not the worst thing. You don't want that to compound on itself. This 3 walks issued by Rabiner this inning and 4 so far for the game. You don't want this to become a habit.
Sullivan fouls it out of play all the way to the right side. Bit of a long strike there and a long twirling strike. A lot of curve on it. Strike one.
And it's turning into a long inning for Rabiner here as we're almost to the end of the batting order for Milton. And the bases are now loaded with 2 down.
Bases loaded for Rabiner. 0-2 or 0-1 pitch. Rabiner able to dip it back in. Sullivan takes ball 1 there, and the count is 1-1. 1-1, big hack and a miss. Curveball got him out in front.
Yeah, that one just dropped off the table but fooled Sullivan completely.
1-2 pitch to Sullivan. Bases loaded. High fastball just above the strike zone there. Rabiner was trying to end the inning.
Yeah, trying to mix it up after the low dipping curve, but he didn't bite.
2-2. Pitch coming. Fouled off.
Yeah, they're giving Rabiner a fight here. I mean, we're just 2 balls away from the shutout ending if Sullivan were to draw a bases loaded walk or just one swing of the bat potentially.
2-2. Sullivan sends it out to right center field. Lawrence coming over. He makes the catch, and Nico Rabiner gets out of his 3rd jam for the Warriors.
Yeah, Rabiner always living on that knife's edge, but he is cool as a cucumber in those spots. Never seems to let things get out of control. He's had, a couple of innings get away from him this season, resulting in some worse stats than he had last year. But overall, that cool, calm, collected pitcher that we know from last year, he's still there, and he's still performing for Brookline.
Definitely, Rabiner had an unbelievable statistical year last year. He's been solid for the Warriors. Came into this game with a 3.99 ERA, and again, you have to take into account that's with 7-inning games, not 9, so really good stuff from him, but obviously not the statistical numbers that he had last season. Top of the 4th inning, Warriors and the Wildcats tied 0-0 after Nico Rabiner just got out of yet another jam, and the hardest one yet. He was able to escape a bases-loaded situation.
And we got some more notes in the live chat. We got our San Diego fan club, Cheryl Bollinger, tuning in, and Joanna Fricky. They're starting to hit 100 and stupid. They've at least hit 100. 3 digits achieved yesterday, but I'll let you know when it's 110.
It does get up to 120 sometimes. Occasionally.
Oh.
It's dry heat, though, but still brutal. Bollinger at the plate for the Warriors to start the top of the 4th. Pitch coming from Kelly. Bollinger swung on into foul territory in right. Fielder coming over, and he makes the catch. Caught by John Sullivan in foul territory on the right side for the first out.
Yeah, good tracking there. And again, Brookline has had some trouble with some fly balls that have hung in the air just a little bit too long. And that was another such case there.
Just a good pitch there from Kelly. Jammed Bollinger. Gomo at the plate. Takes a ball low and inside there.
Yeah, we haven't seen as much of those beneficial strike calls inside as we saw at the beginning of the game.
Pitch down low, misses, ball 2.
And Gameau last time, I think it took a hack at the first pitch he saw back in the first inning. Flied out to center to end the first there.
Lined out to center field, had decent contact on it, but was not enough as it just hung up a little bit too much. This one fouled off for strike 1. Ball 2, strike 1.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. A foul ball is a strike and not a ball.
Gameau, ground ball over towards third. Bobbles a little bit, and Gameau stands up, able to easily get down to first.
Well, it started as bobbling a little bit, but then he kind of bobbled a lot a bit as he wasn't able to recover it with his bare hand. And you know what? The way the last inning went for Brookline, you'll take a base runner any way you can, even on an E5.
Dunn unable to make the play at third base, and Gameau hustling it out, easily gets down to first. Lawrence at the plate. Takes a fastball low and away for ball 1.
Lawrence last time, he grounded out to second. We know he can leg out something if he puts the ball on the ground, but they would definitely prefer he puts something in the air here for a base hit to the outfield or even a walk, something to move Gameau along into scoring position.
And while Lawrence was playing limbo there, had to duck out of the way, high and inside. Jesse, you talked about it earlier. The umpire's been calling those high and inside pitches strikes, but so important if you're the pitcher to keep that commanded.
Yeah, and also I feel like we've been seeing less of him. The ump might be adjusting his strike zone a bit after the early parts of the game.
3-0 to Lawrence. Gamo on first. Lawrence takes up and inside fastball, 4-pitch walk. First and second for the Warriors.
Oh, and Lawrence, the little prankster that he is, always pulling out that I'm going to show bunt when it's a 3-0 count because I'm just going to pull it back no matter what you do, but maybe it'll throw you off a little bit and cause you to miss. And it's worked enough times that, hey, why stop doing it?
It works for him quite a bit. Hodgson at the plate now for Brookline. Gamo on second, Lawrence on first. First pitch from Kelly. Hodgson showing bunt, lays it down left, but it goes foul.
Yeah, this is definitely a textbook situation for a bunt with runners at first and second. I honestly might prefer that Hodgson send it up the first baseline rather than the third baseline, limit the possibility of them trying to throw out the lead runner, but it also depends on what the pitcher gives you.
And also, if he's able to get a drag bunt, could be extremely deadly. 0-1 after the bunt foul ball, big swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Gamo thought about stealing for a second.
Well, he couldn't. It was a foul. He got a piece of it with his bat, with the ump threw both hands up, like in a don't shoot type of pose, signal the dead ball.
Thought about stealing, but because of the foul ball, he could not. 0-2 coming to Hodgson. Hodgson swung onto the opposite field. Left fielder coming over, and it drops in for a hit. Gamo slides down to third, bases loaded for the Warriors. Single for Harris Hodgson. He bloops it into left field.
Yeah, that was some really lucky placement in fair territory in no man's land there by Hodgson. And some good fundamental base running from Thaddeus Gamo, moving as far from second to third as he felt comfortable that he could tag up if the left fielder caught it, but also far enough that he could make it to third in time.
Kaufman at the plate for the Warriors. Bases loaded in the top of the fourth with one out. Pitch from Kelly. Low and inside, fastball, strike one.
Yeah, this is Brookline's best offensive opportunity so far today. They've got to take advantage.
0-1 to Kaufman. Takes ball one.
Kaufman, his last time up, he went down on strikes. That's definitely not what you want to do here. You want to put this ball into the outfield for a hit or a sac fly.
1-1. Pitch to Kaufman. Takes a fastball way high, 2-1.
Kaufman has also been pretty solid in the on-base department with drawing free passes, and a free pass here would bring in the game's first run if he could draw two more balls.
2-1. Pitch coming, big hack and a miss by Kaufman. Fastball there, dialed up from Kelly.
Kaufman has had some clutch performances before, had a big two-run single in the game against Framingham that ultimately went 11 innings across 2 days.
2-2. Pitch to Kaufman, and it hits him.
Wow.
Max,
Putting your body on the line to break open the scoreless game.
Max Kaufman with a hit by pitch breaks the game open. Warriors get a run off the RBI hit by pitch from Kaufman.
And you know what? It's like we said, you take the base runners any way you can. Brookline's had just one base hit so far this inning, Sam. We've had a walk, a hit by pitch, a reach on error. Even the single was a bloop single dropped in no man's land. But you know what? Runs all count the same. Whether it's a home run or a bases loaded hit by pitch, it gets you one run all the same. So you just find ways to generate runs however you can, especially here at the high school level.
Definitely. Hellendrung at the plate after the RBI hit by pitch from Kaufman. Lawrence leading off of third, trying to mess with Kelly. Takes strike one is Hellendrung.
And this is an interesting situation for Hellendrung to be in. Only a couple plate appearances to his name in his high school career so far. And he's in a tight spot here.
Kelly attacking the strike zone. Strike two there. The 0-2. Lawrence leads off of third. Called strike three.
Man,
Hellendrung strikes out.
that's tough there. You'd like the young kid to at least take a cut at it there. But, you know, still a chance here in the inning.
Carballo at the plate, lines one foul.
And back-to-back freshmen at the bottom of the order for Brookline. But Carballo's had some big hits the past few games. Maybe he's got one more in him here. Help break the score open.
Potentially had his first ever high school hit in the Sharon game that we covered together. A big double, and Carballo gets hit. Second RBI comes home. Second RBI hit by pitch. 2-0 Warriors.
You take it however you can get it, Sam, and, you know, sometimes you have to take it with a little bit of sting, but, you know, Brookline happy to be on the board.
Pain for the team. Danny Carballo gets an RBI there.
Yeah. Well, pain for the man, benefits for the team as they got the scores.
He took the pain for the team.
Yeah, he takes the pain, the team takes the run.
Connor Fitzgerald now at the plate, and makes me wonder, man, this is something else. An incredible rarity. 2 RBI hit by pitches. Fitzgerald, hard ground ball down the third base line, but foul.
What does it make you wonder, Sam?
Makes me wonder how rare it is for a team to have 2 RBI hit by pitches in the same game, and even more, to have those RBI hit by pitches to be the only RBIs in a game so far.
And not just the same game, but the same inning.
Same inning.
Yeah. Someone put Tim Kirkjian on that one.
I'm about to start probability in class. Makes me wonder about that. More math with Jesse and Sam. 1-1, high and outside, ball 2.
Yeah, and this is a situation, if you're Ryan Kelly, you don't want to let things cascade too much out of control. Your control is slipping away from you, but if you can get a third out here, you can salvage something.
2-1. Pitch from Kelly. High. Ball 3.
If there's one batter that can take advantage of a pitcher losing his control, it's Connor Fitzgerald. That's a guy that's not going to give you any gimmies. If you're missing the zone, he's just going to let you make those mistakes.
100%, 3-1. Bases loaded for the Warriors. Pitch from Kelly. Fitzgerald takes strike 2. Inside part of the plate there. Middle low.
Yeah, that looked like it was the outside part of the plate to me. He was leaning over looking at it, it looked like to me, but maybe I saw it wrong.
3-2. Fitzgerald, hard shot to third base, and it's made. What a catch.
Oh, man, just a little behind that pitch, sent it third base side, and a good reaction at the hot corner there from Dunn. As, again, tough inning for Ryan Kelly as he issues 3 free passes and gives up 2 unearned runs thanks to the early error. But he ultimately he got out of it, limited the damage.
Definitely. Kelly, despite giving up 2 runs, both on RBI hit by pitches, able to really limit the damage, all things considering, and the fact that he was struggling with his control, but able to mitigate things, and still Milton only down 2-0 to this Warriors team.
Now, if you're Nikolai Rabiner in this situation, this is a situation where you can really swing the momentum a lot more firmly in your team's direction. If you respond to a rough inning for your counterpart on the other team by having a quick, dominant 1-2-3 inning, even if it's against the bottom part of the order as they got the 8-9-1 hitters coming up, if you can get through this fast, force the other guy to come back out onto the mound after a rough, long inning and a short break, that could really put a lot of pressure in the other direction.
You bet. Rabiner back on the mound. Had to get out of difficult situations in all 3 innings that he pitched. Runners in scoring position in all of those innings. Runners on the corners in the first and second, and a bases loaded jam in the third. All that he did not give a single run up in. O'Sullivan at the plate. 2 quick strikes from Rabiner.
Boy, you wonder if he might be wanting to attack here against the bottom of the order.
0-2. Pitch from Rabiner. Inside corner there, but he just missed on the fastball. Ball 1.
Again, like I said, when you got a borderline call and it's either 3 balls or 2 strikes, the ump's going to err on the side of keeping it going.
1-2. Swung on into foul territory, over towards us for a second, but it dips down.
Yeah, no, I was eyeballing that thing like a hawk, being like, okay, do I have to dive over and cover my laptop and protect it? But fortunately, not this time.
Exactly. I was thinking that exact thing. This one's fouled off again. It's not that we could be in danger, it's that the equipment could be.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather not you be in danger. Like, if it's me, that's fine. But, like, as the adult in this broadcast pairing, I'd rather you not get hurt doing these broadcasts with me.
1-2, big swing and a miss. O'Sullivan strikes out. Curveball down low below the zone from Rabiner.
Yeah, you got a guy swinging defensively. You bring a pretty breaking ball like that just drops off the table and get him chasing. Nice pitch from Rabiner.
O'Brien now at the plate after O'Sullivan struck out. Inside part of the plate there, and Rabiner getting another inside call.
Yeah, he paints the corners so well when he's on.
Breaking ball there now goes to the fastball. Bottom of the zone, gets another strike.
Yeah, changed the pitch selection, but ultimately kept it the similar part of the plate.
0-2. Now he goes high and outside, ball 1.
Yeah, mixing it up for the strikeout pitch, but didn't get O'Brien to bite.
1-2 from Rabiner. Inside part of the plate again. Up and inside breaking ball there. Just a little bit of break, not a big curve ball. Ball 2. 2-2. Rabiner fouled off.
Yeah, Rabiner's really looked to be in control of his stuff so far to start this one, meticulously attacking his opponents.
Pitch to O'Brien, and he fouls it off again.
Give credit, though, to O'Sullivan and O'Brien as they're putting up a fight, staying alive in these at-bats and, propping up Rabiner's pitch count as high as they can.
Definitely 2-2 coming. Rabiner would have to get through this inning and the Warriors to maintain their lead for him to be in line for the win. Down low, and it's called the ball.
Again, a close call, but when the ump isn't sure, generally they've done studies on this. Generally, they lean towards keeping the at-bat going.
Full count. Pitch bounces. Ball 4. O'Brien walks.
Yeah, that one, I don't think that one bounced, but it was definitely below the zone. That one almost there, but Ham's frame job wasn't going to save that one.
Naughton now at the plate. Back to the top of the order for Milton.
No courtesy runner for the catcher.
No courtesy runner. Pitch from Rabiner. Naughton takes strike 1, and that time, despite the fact that the umpire didn't call the low pitch in the previous at-bat, this time with a low breaking ball, he calls it. 0-1, Naughton takes up high just above the zone. Ball 1.
Naughton 1 for 2 so far today. He got the single in the first inning, grounded out to second his second time up.
Naughton able to put the ball in play in both at-bats. This one gets away. O'Brien going down to second. Easily stands up into second base, and for the 4th inning, in 4 innings pitched for Rabiner, a runner in scoring position for Milton.
That's a tough one there. I think he was thinking of framing the pitch before it was fully in his glove. His glove kind of popped up as the ball was popping down on the breaking ball.
Pitch there had a lot of break on it. That's what caused the mistake from Ham. This one high, just above the zone, 3-1.
Yeah, you don't want to let the walks get out of control. You surrendered 1 to O'Brien. You got to pitch to contact. Trust your fielders.
3-1. Pitch up high, ball 4.
Yeah, we saw the control start to slip for Rabiner in the 3rd, and he can't let it get out of control here. I know he's the jam master. He gets out of jams pretty regularly, but you can't keep putting yourself into that situation. Got to let things resolve and get out of the inning.
After the walk from Naughton, Mullen at the plate. O'Brien on second. Naughton on first. Pitch coming. Mullen swung on it. He fouls it off.
Mullins reached base safely both of his plate appearances so far today. Got the infield single his first time up, drew a walk his second time up. He's been left stranded on the bases both times.
Rabiner readies. 0-1 pitch to Mullen. He deals inside curveball, called strike 2, and that was close.
Mullen was thinking hit by pitch the whole way, but Rabiner got the movement he wanted, snuck that one into the inside corner.
Just able to sneak it there. 0-2 after the curveball. The 0-2 high and inside fastball jammed and foul.
Yeah, that curveball, you got him thinking, I don't know if I trust the ball to be outside the zone. I better stay alive here and swing.
That was a wiffle ball pitch. Had a ton of movement on it. 0-1. Swung on, ground ball, third baseline foul.
Yeah, count stays 0-2 after that one. And again, the Milton batters this inning giving Rabiner a lot of fight here, not giving him any easy outs.
Definitely. 0-2 pitch coming to Mullen. Mullen stepping to the side, umpire dusting off home plate.
Yeah, there's been a lot of close calls on the corners, so he wants to make sure he sees the plate as well as he can.
Always important. 0-2 pitch coming from Rabiner to Mullen. Runners on first and second for Milton. Rabiner deals, swung on into right center, gets down for a hit. Kaufman grabs it with his left hand, throws it in. Run scores with the slide in from O'Brien. It's 2-1.
That's tough there, but that's why you can't let the walks get out of control. They put you in a situation where you can't give up that blooping single to right, as that was just a good piece of hitting from Mullen.
And a nice grab, though, in right field by Max Kaufman. Caught it on a hop there and prevented further damage. Buckley now at the plate after the RBI single from Mullen. Hard chopper over towards third, and no play for the Warriors. Bases loaded for Milton.
Yeah, bad misplay from Hellendrung there. Not an error on the scoreboard, as that's going to go as an infield single for Buckley, but I think Hellendrung was thinking, I'll catch the ball right at the bag and make a play to get the lead runner, but not properly judging how slow the ball was coming at him.
Kind of came a little bit hot at the beginning and then slowed down. Doak at the plate, takes a strike. Bases loaded for Milton here in the bottom of the fourth.
And it's just a one-run ball game.
The 0-1. Doak takes ball one, high and away fastball from Rabiner. He's been trying to locate that part a couple times now. Hasn't gotten a lot of swing and miss. 1-1. Doak faked a swing for a second, takes a bouncer, ball 2.
Doak 0 for 2 so far today. He's flown out to left and lined out to second.
2-1 to Doak. Swung on, hard line shot, goes off the glove of Gameau. Run scores, another one's coming around. Kaufman throws to the plate, 2-run score. Doak's caught in a jam. Bollinger fakes the throw, 2-run score. It's 3-2 Milton with runners on the corners. 2 RBI single for Doak.
Man, and that was inches away from being an inning-ending double play for Thaddeus Gameau at first. You can't, again, you're no error there. Just a hard hit ball as the line drive went off the glove. But man, just that close to a potential inning-ending highlight-worthy play from Gameau, but it goes off his glove, settles in shallow right field, allowing the runners to just keep running and bring 2 in.
Done at the plate, takes strike 1, fastball from Rabiner.
Now, what was also tough was because Gameau was chasing after the ball in right field, he wasn't there to cover first to try and catch Doak on the run back.
Fastball down and away for ball 1. Runners on the corners for Milton after the 2 RBI single from Doak, with Buckley on third and Doak on first. Up and inside fastball, and these Milton hitters have done a really good job, especially as this game has gone on, at laying off these high pitches from Rabiner, the high fastball attempts. 2-1. Pitch from Rabiner, hard line, ground ball over through short, run scores, RBI single for Dunn.
Yeah, that one might have been a case of Hellendrung covering the bag a little bit too closely as Dunn sent that one through the gap. That one closer to the normal neutral position of the third baseman, but he was covering the bag there, so was pulled a little bit out of the gap and towards the bag. And that is 4 straight base hits for the Wildcats in this inning after 2 walks after a strikeout. So things starting to cascade out of control for Brookline.
4-run inning here for Milton. The Warriors were up 2-0 going here into the bottom of the 4th inning, and Nico Rabiner got out of 3 jams in the first 3 innings. Unable to get out of this one, Jesse.
Yeah, and that's really tough, and it's why, again, you can't be giving them, though, those extra base runners. You can't be wearing yourself out, missing your spots and getting up in your pitch count. You want to have as much as you can have once you get into the deeper parts of the game, as we've got a courtesy runner who's not listed on the roster, number 25.
Courtesy runner in at first base for Milton. Fouled off for strike 1. McGee at the plate after the RBI single from Dunn. Hard ground ball got past short. Runners on first and second. Dunn on first. Doak on second. Wild pitch. Both runners advance to second and third.
Boy, and things just keep getting further out of control as you lose the chance for a potential inning-ending double play by moving both runners into scoring position.
Pitch coming. Low and away. And a ball. 2-1. Second and third for Milton. Already have put up 4 runs in this inning. Another missed pitch from Rabiner, low and away, ball 3.
And we got some action going in the bullpen for Brookline. If Rabiner can't get out of this jam soon, this might be the end of the day for him.
3-1. Pitch to McGee. High ball 4. Fastball misses up top. McGee walks. Bases loaded for Milton.
And another situation where it's like, okay, a walk isn't the worst thing in the world, improves some aspects of the situation, but you can't just be giving up walk after walk.
Sullivan now at the plate for Milton. Wildcats have already put up 4 runs with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Down low pitch, low and away, ball 1.
Good block by Hom that time to make sure the runners don't try to advance on that one.
Pitch swung on, hard line shot to left field. Base hit, 1 run scores, runner coming around, and a 2 RBI hit. Sullivan has to go back over to first. 2 RBI single, 6-2 Milton.
Man, and again, a combination of good hitting from Milton and some sloppy work in the field from Brookline, as you could see with the second runner coming in, that they missed the cutoff throw from left field to shortstop, and that is going to end the day for Rabiner.
Nico Rabiner got out of jams in his first 3 innings, struggled here in the bottom of the 4th, and it's really been a season of highs and lows for him. He's had really dominant moments. He's had some great streaks, especially in this game. A lot of strikeouts for him at times, but in this inning, as you said, Jesse, the walks piling up on him. Milton able to take advantage of runners in scoring position, and they've already put up 6 with only 1 out.
Yeah, it'll be 4 total strikeouts for Rabiner over the course of 3 1/3 innings pitched. 6 runs credited to his name, all in this inning. All of them earned, no errors. And he is on the hook for the loss if Brookline can't come back in this one, as Eli Hoffman is going to take his spot on the hill. As we take a look at Hoffman's stats, this is just his second relief appearance of the season. He's had 4 total appearances, 3 of them starts. He's got an 0-1 win-loss record, the only pitcher with a save for Brookline so far this season. 15 2/3 innings pitched, 4.02 ERA, whip of 2.17, 15 strikeouts.
O'Sullivan about to be at the plate for Milton, and
For the second time this inning.
for the second time this inning.
They've now fully batted around.
It's been an absolutely dominant inning for the Wildcats at home, and they've just completely broken things up, as we have a fun fact here in the live chat.
Yeah, Joanna Fricky telling us that the highest temperature ever officially recorded in Las Vegas was 120 degrees Fahrenheit, or 48.9 degrees Celsius, on July 7th, 2024.
Just brutal.
Yeah.
Truly 100 and stupid. Maybe 100 and stupid plus.
Yeah, about as hot as the Milton Bats have been this inning, as the Wildcats have compiled 5 singles across the last 6 batters, with the 6th out of that group being a walk. So 3 walks and 5 singles, maybe no extra base hits, but that is 8 consecutive runners reaching base safely for Milton.
In what's turned out to be an awfully long inning, Hoffman on the bump for the Warriors. His first pitch to O'Sullivan misses low and away, gets past Tom. Runners advance to second and third.
Man, that's not how you want to start. And that one, I would say passed ball. If someone said wild pitch, I would understand, but personally I would score it a passed ball.
Second pitch from Hoffman. This one taken in the strike zone. Hom able to frame it for strike 1. Runners on second and third for Milton, looking to add on to their already dominant inning. They've put up 6 runs already here, just in the bottom of the 4th. Big hack and a miss there by O'Sullivan for strike 2. 1-2. Pitch coming from Hoffman. Just misses there. Awfully close, Jesse. High and away, just missed off the plate.
Yeah, Brookline's got their whole infield pulled in. If a bouncing ball gets to any of them, they're going to try and go to the plate to try and catch McGee.
2-2. Fouled off.
And boy, that's been the story of the inning for Milton. They've been giving battle after battle at the plate. A lot of 2-strike pitches fouled off by Milton this inning.
And this Milton team, they've had awfully hot bats as of late. Not just in this game, but 3 out of their last 4 games. They've either scored 11 or 10 runs, but this time Hoffman able to be an antidote to that. O'Sullivan strikes out looking high and inside corner.
Second K for O'Sullivan this inning, and second out for Milton.
O'Brien now at the plate for Milton, takes it low and inside. Ball 1.
And O'Brien was the one who got this rally started with a 1-out walk. It just goes to show, when you're facing the lower part of the order, you've got to attack. If you give free opportunities, the top part of the order is going to come around and they're going to attack.
Inside corner, low and inside, strike 1. Hoffman able to locate his fastball there. 1-1. Swung on, looping into center field. Lawrence coming over, makes the catch. That ends the inning. Milton puts up 6 runs, all earned on Nikolai Rabiner. Eli Hoffman able to come in and end the inning, though, and gets 2 outs for the Warriors. 6-2 Milton going to the top of the 5th.
Yeah, good work by Hoffman to salvage this situation. Good tracking by Lawrence on that shallow pop-up that, if it hadn't hung in the air for as long as it had, might have been a candidate for a bloop single to center, but stayed in the air and center fielder came in for it. But now Brookline's offense, they really need to wake up, and urgently. You know, the Milton pitcher, Ryan Kelly, he got a long break after that rough top of the 4th for him. And now he's got a lead of 4 runs to work with. So his team has got his back. He's going to be pitching confidently here in this inning.
Definitely, Jesse. Makes me wonder how many minutes exactly it was. Feel like the bottom of the fourth started at about 5:20 or so. 45-minute inning.
Oof. If you're right on that one, if we're trusting, is it still your spidey sense that measures how long something has gone on, or do you have a different superhero for that?
Well, the Spidey sense plays a role, but there are different parts.
Oh wait, I
that
know
play a
who it
role.
is. It's Clock King, minor Batman villain. Clock King. That's who you're emulating here. I get it.
But I do remember I saw 5:20 on the clock on your computer. And that was about at the start of the bottom of the fourth. So again, this is not correctly timed, or this is not confirmed. This is a unconfirmed time for the bottom of the fourth inning of about 40 to 45 minutes.
Unconfirmed reports say that was a 45-minute inning for Milton in the bottom of the fourth.
Here's Felix Hom to start the top of the fifth. After the very long break for Kelly, Hom takes ball 1. Takes a slider there low and away, and it'll be so important for the Warriors to be patient here with Kelly struggling to hit the strike zone, as he did also in the top of the fourth inning. He did have some command issues. It's been a long time, but those issues really not going away necessarily. 3-0 count to Hom here. 3-0, Hom swinging on 3-0 into right center, gets down, base hit. Felix Hom starts the inning, and he gets on base.
Wow, you're down 4, it's 3-0, and you decide to swing. That's some gutsy, aggressive play from the co-captain Felix Hom. And who knows, that might be the spark Brookline needs to get their own offense going.
Awfully aggressive playing. It works out there. Bollinger at the plate for Brookline. Swung on. Bollinger into deep center field. What a catch! Unbelievable! Catch in center field. Saves a monster hit there. Peter Mullen.
Wow. Bollinger knows he just got robbed there. He launched that one almost to the fence. And if that one was a little bit more to the left, then that's dropping in for extra bases, possibly a run. But instead, it just goes for a long out.
Unbelievable diving catch by Peter Mullen. He's able to make the grab over the shoulder. He dives out and saves a potential monster hit from Hugh Bollinger. Gameau at the plate.
And boy, that not only saved a hit, but it saved a potential momentum swing there. The single off a 3-0 pitch, and then you follow it up with a first pitch launch.
Gameau, ground ball, takes an awkward deflection. Tandon, the courtesy runner, gets down to second base, and yet another single for Thaddeus Gameau this season.
Yeah, Gameau got a little lucky off the bounce there as it bounced off the pitcher's glove. The middle infielders were already moving towards second base to cover something going up the middle, but it changes trajectory. Not an error on anyone's part, just an unlucky bounce for the Wildcats as Gameau picks up the single.
Man, Jesse, what a catch by Mullen in center field, especially with the hit from Gameau. Saved a ton of momentum there. Lawrence bunting pops off the bat and foul down the third base line, almost popped into the shed.
Lawrence, a good candidate to lay down a bunt. He's got speed. He can get up that first base line. I've seen him lay down a bunt even when there's no runners on base to see if he can sneak something past the defense. And now you can see they're thinking about the base runners, trying to keep Tandon honest at second, as he'd, of course, be the lead runner taking off if Lawrence laid down a bunt.
0-1 coming. Lawrence takes strike 2. Outside part of the plate there, fastball.
Not showing bunt this time, so clearly he was going for the sneak attack that last time. Lawrence 0 for 1 so far with a ground out and a walk.
Tandon on second. Gameau on first. Lawrence at the plate with Kelly pitching. Lawrence called strike 3. Inside corner. Lawrence tried to draw a ball there, came off the plate a little bit. Comes back to bite him with a backwards K. Hodgson coming up for the Warriors.
Yeah, that's tough there. We talked about how some of those inside strikes weren't happening for a little bit, but they're coming back to him.
Hodgson fouls the first pitch off for strike one.
Hodgson had Brookline's first base hit of the game last inning. A base hit here with 2 outs could be huge if Brookline can get something out of this inning.
0-1. Hodgson takes high and outside, and Jesse, if it wasn't for that deep catch in center field, this could have been a potential huge inning for the Warriors, or at the very least a solid inning to get some runs across the board, but instead the pitcher Kelly really able to settle in here. 2-1, so a decent hitter's count for Harris Hodgson though.
Yeah, I mean, if not for that big catch by Mullen, there might already be 2 runs across this inning for the Warriors. But as it is, nothing across so far.
2-1. Pitch, Hodgson. High fastball, big hack and a miss.
Yeah, and now Kelly is 1 strike away from getting out of the jam and coming out of this inning with no runs allowed after some big swings early.
2-2. Tandon on second. Gamo on first. Kelly steps off the mound for second. Pitch coming to Hodgson. 2-2. Bounces it down low.
Yeah, Hodgson not giving him anything easy. And you do like to see that.
Full count to Hodgson. Runners on first and second for the Warriors. Down 4. 3-2. Hodgson, big swing and a miss. High fastball yet again. Kelly gets out of the inning unscathed.
Yeah, that might have been one that Hodgson might have been able to take, but it's so close to the edge of the strike zone. You've only got a fraction of a second to decide, and made a decision there, and unfortunately for him in that moment, it was the wrong one.
Bottom of the 5th coming up. Naughton due up top of the order for Milton after the Warriors are robbed of a major hit to center field by Mullen, and they do not get any runs across.
Yeah, we talked about how momentum had the chance to really swing in Brookline's favor in the bottom of the 4th if Rabiner had been able to get out of the inning quickly and put the pressure back on Kelly. Instead, a really long inning for Rabiner gives up the lead to Milton. And then as Brookline trying to reverse the momentum themselves in the top half, a huge defensive play from Mullen ends up robbing Brookline of potentially 1 or 2 runs in that inning, and they end up coming away with nothing instead.
Bottom of the 5th here after Milton put up 6 runs in the bottom of the 4th, all off of Nikolai Rabiner, who had not given up a run before that, although he did get into jams in all of his innings. Eli Hoffman came in and got 2 outs for Brookline. Coming back on the mound for the Warriors, he'll face Naughton, Mullen, and Buckley, top of the order. Here's Naughton. First pitch inside part of the plate, called strike 1.
Nice breaking ball there from Hoffman. Went from high to middle there.
Effective stuff from him. The 0-1. Pitch swung on to the opposite field. Into shallow left, and an underhanded catch by Bollinger. He's able to go all the way out there and make the grab.
Wow, that if not for that catch by Mullen in the top half of the inning, that would be the best catch all day. Hugh Bollinger catching that one, looking straight up in the air over the back of his head. That was an impressive snag from the shortstop.
Awfully impressive from Bollinger. Big swing and a miss. Big swing and a miss to Mullen, who had the big catch in the top of the 5th inning to rob a major hit from the Warriors. Big hack and a miss here from Mullen. 2 swinging strikes from him.
Yeah, and he got completely fooled on that one. A bit of a delayed late swing. The breaking ball from Hoffman throwing off these Milton hitters early.
And Eli Hoffman really working his stuff effectively so far in this one. 0-2. Ground ball over to short. Bollinger throw to Gameau. Out number 2.
Yeah, Hoffman actually tried to lay out to snag that ground ball himself, but it snuck by him, and it was probably better that it did. Definitely a cleaner play for Bollinger to make it short.
Buckley coming up to the plate after Naughton flew out to Bollinger, who went all the way into the outfield, made an underhanded grab. Incredible stuff from him, and then Mullen grounded out. First pitch to Buckley. Gets by Felix Hahn, but it does not matter with no runners on.
Yeah, this is definitely a better situation to have a wild pitch or a pass ball, as that's been tough at times for Brookline, although with how many base runners Milton had, a lot of times it ended up not really mattering.
1-0 pitch. Hoffman had a wild pitch right as he came into the game, but it didn't end up mattering as no run scored, as shortly after he was able to escape the jam and really save the inning from becoming even more tough for the Warriors. 1-1, another breaking ball. His breaking ball has been so effective so far, Jesse.
Absolutely. That one dropped low but came over the plate high enough to warrant a strike.
1-2. Pitch to Buckley. Takes a high and inside fastball there. Had to kind of duck his head out of the way a little bit. 2-2. Pitch coming. Fouled off.
Buckley giving him a fight here, just barely catching a piece of that breaking ball. But Hoffman really is working that breaking ball a lot today.
And it's worked out for him.
It has.
As you said, Jesse's Milton hitters have struggled with it. 2-2. Big swing and a miss. Hoffman goes 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning. He struck out Buckley to end it.
Yeah, Eli Hoffman doing a good job in relief. You know, Hoffman and Rabiner, such different pitchers. As we saw Rabiner, you know, sort of the classic style of your fastball, setting up your breaking ball for the strikeout. For Hoffman, almost the reverse, as we saw him using the breaking ball to set up the fastball for that strikeout of Buckley. Not to mention there, Rabiner, a righty, Hoffman, a lefty. You know, we saw how Rabiner came in for Hoffman in that Sharon game and how dominant Rabiner was when he came in there. And now almost kind of the reverse situation here, Hoffman coming in for Rabiner and catching fire on the hill.
And you got to think potentially Hoffman, he's been working his breaking ball so well already. Just having the lefty hitter or lefty pitcher come in could throw off Milton ever so slightly.
Different spin.
Different spin, 100%. 2 more innings for the Brookline Warriors, down 6-2, top of the 6th. Coming up, looking to salvage this one here in Milton. Coming up to the plate will be Kaufman, Hellendrung, and Carballo.
And Milton is sticking with Ryan Kelly at the moment. I mean, you're about to face the bottom of the order. Maybe you can get one lot more inning out of him if his control doesn't falter.
Definitely. Kelly has had some command issues the last couple innings. Gave up 2 runs in the top of the 4th inning, which happened really a while ago. Big hack and a miss from Kaufman, hard fastball just behind it there.
Yeah, that top of the 4th inning does feel so long ago, doesn't it?
Definitely. 0-1, pitch just below the strike zone. Ball 1.
And Kaufman, the one who got Brookline's scoring started with that bases-loaded hit by pitch his last time up.
1-1, popped up, foul. One-two coming from Kelly to Kaufman. Kaufman takes a fastball inside for ball 2. 2-2. Pitch coming way high, ball 3. 3-2 to Max Kaufman, the leadoff hitter here in the top of the 6th. Kaufman fouls it off straight back.
Yeah, quite a battle to start the inning here between Kelly and Kaufman.
These Warriors hitters, as the game has gone on, have been able to work up the pitch count a little bit more, peskier at bats as the game has happened. 3-2. Kaufman takes high and outside fastball, ball 4. Leadoff walk for Max Kaufman.
Yeah, Kaufman, he's got a good on-base percentage and stuff like that is exactly why. It was interesting seeing that inside ball for, I think, ball 2 that he took almost looked kind of similar to what Wally Lawrence got called on a strike for, but while Lawrence's dive back away from the plate was really big and emphatic and might have made the ump think, no, he's trying to sell it, Kaufman made a smaller, subtler move inside as if trying to stay in his spot, which I think made it feel more like, okay, this guy's not trying to sell something. That must have been an inside ball. I wonder, I'm just guessing here, but I wonder if that might have been part of it.
Could be potentially. Here's Hellendrung at the plate, 1-1 coming. Kaufman off first. Kelly outside ball 2.
Yeah, Hellendrung 0 for 2 so far today with a pair of strikeouts.
2-1. Chopping ground ball over towards second. Tag of Kaufman. Hellendrung beats it out at first with no throw. Fielder's choice for him.
Yeah, that was a tough play there. Might have been nice if Kaufman had tried to dodge the tag or something like that, but fundamentals say you just got to run.
Carballo at the plate. Hellendrung on first. Carballo sends it out to right field. Base hit. Hellendrung stays at second. Hit for Danny Carballo, first and second for the Warriors.
Yeah, I said at the top of the broadcast, Carballo has really found his rhythm at the plate. Another base hit for him. Again, he had no base hits until that Sharon game, and since then, those hit numbers have been climbing up for him over the last few games, as he's now got 4 base hits on the season.
Fitzgerald now at the plate for the Warriors. Bringing it back to the top of the order. Lays down a bunt down left. Bobbled. And no throw. Connor Fitzgerald gets the bases loaded for the Warriors.
Wow. I mean, I like the idea of having Fitzgerald bunt. He's a speedy runner, might be able to beat it out. And then they just got a lucky break there with Kelly bobbling the ball on the transfer. And Fitzgerald reaches safely on the E1.
Unbelievable there. Hom at the plate now for Brookline. Hom takes below the zone for ball 1.
And Felix Hom, this is the exact kind of guy that you want at the plate with the bases juice when trying to make a comeback.
1-0. Kelly deals. It gets by, but nobody advances.
And the Brookline dugout was screaming for Hellendrung to take off on that one, but he was late to recognize the wild pitch, so it'll simply be ball 2.
2-0 coming. Fitzgerald on first, Carballo on second, Hellendrung on third. Pitch from Kelly to Hom. Hom popped up, skied into foul territory and out of play.
Nice catch made by one of the young fans out there.
Really nice backhand snag there.
Hom, so far today, he has walked, struck out, and singled. So 1 for 2.
2-1. Pitch coming. Hom takes it up and inside. Ball 3.
Another ball here would bring in another run for Brookline if they get another bases loaded free pass.
And Kelly has struggled with command again. Remember, back in the top of the 4th inning, he gave up 2 RBI hit by pitches. This one low and inside. Ball 4. RBI walk for Felix Hom at 6-3. And the Warriors with the lead runner at the plate and Hugh Bollinger.
Yeah, and again, this is the exact guy you want coming up in this situation. It'll be interesting to see if it looks like it is going to be the end of the day for Kelly, and whoever their reliever is going to be coming into a very tight spot here. This might be upcoming here, Sam, the biggest at-bat of the game, as Brookline's most powerful hitter will be facing a new pitcher who will just be starting out. I think, is that number 10 that I see?
Yep, it is number 10, John Gelly. John Gelly, the senior, coming in to replace Ryan Kelly, who went an awfully solid amount in the game, but has really struggled. Went 5 1/3 innings. But Jesse, he's really struggled with his command the last couple of innings. Milton still trotting him back out there, hoping that he can keep things under control, but a really difficult bases loaded jam. For the Warriors, Eli Hoffman was able to get out of a tough jam, giving up no runs. Milton hopes that Gelly can do the same. Up by only 3 against a potent Warriors team. And Jesse, we talked about this before the broadcast. This Warriors team has been really hot offensively as of late. Lost their last 2 games 10-9, 2 really tough games lost on walk-offs, but the bats have been hot.
And in fact, they came back from a 4-run deficit against that Natick team to take a 9-8 lead into the 7th before giving up 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th to ultimately lose that one. So they are capable of coming back from this kind of situation. And boy, if there's a guy they could pick to put at the plate for this kind of situation, this is their number 1 pick for that, Hugh Bollinger.
Bollinger at the plate. Fouls off the first pitch. Bollinger, a handful of triples, already has a home run this season. A grand slam that you called. 0-1. And it's ball 1.
But Bollinger today 0 for 3 with 3 outfield flyouts, and of course the one that was a huge catch by Mullen.
1-1. Bollinger fouls it off 1-2.
Give credit to Gelly. He's throwing strikes. He's not pitching scared here with the bases loaded in a 3-run ball game.
1-2 to Bollinger. Pitch coming, swung on, ground ball to second, flip to second. First out is made. 1 run scores, throw down to third. Runner able to dive back in. 6-4. Warriors get a run.
Yeah, not the kind of contact Bollinger was hoping for, but he legs it out to make sure a run still comes in. As that was that was Carballo who scored on that one.
Danny Carballo coming across to score for the Warriors. Thaddeus Gameau at the plate for Brookline. Warriors have put across 2 runs here in the inning, after Gelly induced a fielder's choice.
And now a really tight spot here, tying run at first and the cleanup hitter at the plate.
First pitch to Gameau. Fouls it off.
And it'll be interesting to see if Brookline decides to send Bollinger to steal second. He's got some speed on the bags, and if he does steal, it'll be interesting to see how Milton responds with a runner at third.
The 0-1. Bollinger is going down to second. No throw from the catcher. Slides in easily. Second and third for the Warriors.
And I think that pitch was also called ball 1. I didn't see a fist come up for a strike call from the home plate umpire.
1-1. Pitch to Gamo. Takes ball 2, outside, breaking ball.
Gamo got that weird single off the pitcher's glove his last time up. A single here could potentially tie the game with 2 in scoring position.
2-1. Gamo takes low and outside, ball 3.
Another one of those situations where a walk, not the worst thing in the world, but you'd certainly rather have the out. Brookline would certainly rather have the hit.
3-1, Gamo fouls it off. And also, Jesse, as we saw for the Warriors in their pitching, if you get too many walks, it can easily compound.
Absolutely.
3-2. Runners on second and third for the Warriors. Gamo at the plate, facing Gelly. Gamo, hard ground ball, it gets through, run scores, another one coming around, throw to the plate, it's late, game's tied at 6.
What do you do when your spot is tightest? You go to the guys you can rely on. Thaddeus Gamo with a clutch 2-run, 2-out single to tie the ball game. What a comeback for Brookline.
Thaddeus Gamo so consistent, producing so many singles for the Warriors, and when it matters most, he comes through. 6-6 in the top of the 6th. 4 spot in the inning for Brookline. Wally Lawrence, the co-captain at the plate now. 0-1 to him. Lawrence takes a strike. 0-2.
Yeah, Lawrence has got to be more aggressive at the plate. The ump's not giving him anything. He did get a walk earlier, but...
Lawrence, big swing and a miss. Breaking ball got him, but the Warriors tie it at 6.
Yeah, I almost announcer jinxed Lawrence a little bit there, saying he's got to be more aggressive, and then he immediately swings at a breaking ball outside the zone. That's my bad on that one. But what an inning from Brookline there, as just 2 base hits in that one. 2 base hits, 2 walks, 2 fielder's choice grounders, a sac bunt that turned into a reach on an E1, and that was all Brookline needed to generate 4 runs in that inning. Again, you generate scores however you can.
Definitely, and what a game this has turned out to be, Jesse. The highlight reel catch by Mullen in center field for Milton, keeping the Warriors off the board in the top of the 5th, but Brookline coming right back. They get a couple of runs off of Gelly after they were able to induce a lot of runners off of Kelly, and just like that, Brookline back in it. It's tied at 6.
And now things get really interesting, as not only is it a tied game, it's a tied game with not a lot of outs left to give. Brookline's got just 3 outs to work with in the bottom of their order coming up in the top of the 7th. Meanwhile, for Milton, they've got 2 innings to try and make something happen before we go to extras. And they're going to be starting with their 4, 5, 6 hitters here in the bottom of the 6th.
Coming up is Doak, Dunn, and McGee. Doak coming up to the plate and facing Eli Hoffman. Man, Jesse, Hoffman has been so good for the Warriors, going 1 2/3 innings, no runs given up. He's been utterly dominant utilizing his breaking ball. First pitch from Hoffman. Doak, hard, ground ball line shot. Diving attempt from Bollinger, but a base hit for Doak.
Boy, that's tough first pitch to get there, but like you said, Hoffman, he's been strong out of the bullpen, a really key piece of this comeback for Brookline. But he's going to have to hold on if Brookline wants a chance at this game.
Hom drops it for a second. Dunn at the plate now after the base hit from Doak. Doak on first for Milton. 6-6 game here in the bottom of the 6th. The 1-0. Hoffman deals. Foul ball.
Yeah, Dunn, he's been a big hitter for Milton so far. Got an RBI single as part of that big 4th inning rally, and his pinch runner ultimately came in to score.
1-1. Looping breaking ball, but a little bit high.
Done so far today is also walked and flown out to center. So 1 for 2.
2-1. Pitch way inside there, back, done off the plate, 3-1.
Yeah, again, you've been pitching well so far. Don't let the control get away from you and start getting a case of the walksies again.
3-1. Swung on. Hard line shot into left field. It gets beyond Fitzgerald. Runners coming around. Fitzgerald throws it back in. Runners on second and third for Milton. Big double for Dunn.
Wow, and if Doak had been a little bit more aggressive on the base pass, he might have potentially come all the way around, but didn't want to chance it. But still, 2 in scoring position. Milton immediately threatening to take the lead right back.
McGee at the plate. 6-6 ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. Big hack and a miss down low. Good command, though, from Hoffman.
Yeah, an out here would go a really long way for the Brookline defense.
0-1. Pitch just outside, ball 1.
And you see once again, Brookline's got all 4 infielders pulled in on the grass to potentially throw to the plate if it's a ground ball.
1-1. Looping breaking ball into the zone for strike 2.
Again, Hoffman's been using that breaking ball well to set things up. He might go fastball again here to try and get strike 3.
1-2 pitch. Down and inside, ball 2.
Yeah, went for a dipping cut fastball there, it looked like. Just not where he wanted it.
2-2. Pitch comes from Hoffman. It gets away. Runner's coming home to score. Slides in. He's safe. 7-6 Milton. Doak scores.
It's a tough way for things to break for the Warriors. 2 big hits and then a wild pitch to score the go-ahead run for the Wildcats.
Just a really difficult play there. Dunn advances to third. 7-6 Milton. And just like that, the Wildcats retake the lead. Pitch from Hoffman on 3-2, fouled off far, out of play.
Yeah, McGee got completely fooled on that one, reaching low to just barely get a piece of it.
3-2. Pitch coming. McGee jammed again into the same section. A little bit of weaker contact there, though.
Yeah, he's getting jammed on those low inside looks last couple of pitches.
3-2. Pitch from Hoffman. Fouled off again. What a pesky at-bat this has been, Jesse, from McGee.
Yeah, absolutely. That one, a bit of a late swing, but even though he got a little bit fooled on the breaking ball, wasn't fooled enough to go down on strikes.
3-2 coming. Dunn on third. McGee at the plate for Milton. Pitch, McGee, hard line shot to center field. Dunn scores. 8-6.
Man, some really good contact from these Milton bats as they've really just caught fire over these past few innings. Yeah, they went down in order in the bottom of the 5th, but 3 straight base hits to open here in the bottom half of the 6th inning here.
And it seemed they've really had Eli Hoffman's number. Here in the bottom of the 6th, bunt attempt. Down low, runner gets to second. Close play at first, but the out.
Good turnaround by Hoffman, the lefty thrower, to make that throw to first and get Sullivan.
Good bunt job, though, by John Sullivan. Advances the runner. And if you're Milton in this situation, already up by 2, no outs, might as well lay down a bunt and get another runner in scoring position, especially the way they've been hitting against Eli Hoffman. here in this inning. Hoffman really had their number going into the bottom of the sixth, but it's been a whole nother story here as O'Sullivan at the plate takes strike one.
I'm almost kind of surprised they went for the sac bunt, because if you're hitting him so well, why not just keep swinging? You're not in a situation where it necessitates you get one more run, or, it's not like it's do or die if you get one run. Keep the rally going.
True,
is
but
more what I would think, but I can understand, the benefits going the other way.
But my thinking is Hoffman has shown good stuff in this game. They could want to play it a little bit more conservatively, and they could also be bringing in their closer potentially in the seventh. So they'd rather make sure they give him a 3-run cushion. Inside corner to O'Sullivan, strike two.
Yeah, my feeling is just you don't necessarily want to waste an out when you're heading towards the bottom of the order. You want to take as many chances at it as you can.
2-2. High and outside, 3-2. McGee on second. O'Sullivan at the plate, 3-2 pitch from Hoffman. Hoffman deals, popped up. Infield fly. Catch is made by Bollinger.
That was kind of funny how Bollinger, crossed all the way across second base over into Carballo's area, but when the shortstop calls for it, it's his ball. He's the captain of the infield. That's the hierarchy you have to live by.
Hugh Bollinger's made some impressive snags so far in this game with long distances. O'Brien here at the plate made a nice basket catch out in left field. He went all the way over.
Yeah, basket catch over the back of his head. Like, basket catch is easy if it's right in front of you, but when it's behind you?
Over the back, over the shoulder basket catch.
Yes.
0-2. They count to O'Brien. McGee on second. Eli Hoffman looking to settle in here and finish off this sixth inning. Looking to give the Warriors a chance to come back yet again. Runner goes to third. It doesn't matter. Called strike three. Ends the sixth.
Yeah, I like that Felix Hahn was still making the throwdown just in case, but they gave him the strike, and that ends the inning.
Going to the top of the seventh. Milton on top of the Warriors, 8-6. After the Wildcats tacked on 2 runs in the bottom of the sixth inning right after Brookline roared their way back into it. Warriors were down 6-2 before. Made it a 6-6 ball game. It's been back and forth. Milton has had the upper hand, though. Warriors looking for a last gasp here. Hodgson, Kaufman, and Hellendrung due up.
And are they sticking with Gelly here in the 7th?
That's what it appears. Gelly's still on the mound.
Yeah, gave up an RBI fielder's choice and a 2-run single to Bollinger and Gameau before striking out Lawrence to end the top of the 6th. So he's had his ups and his downs in this relief situation, but now if he can finish the job, he would get the pitching win, as he was the pitcher on credit when Milton took the lead. And Hoffman, despite a strong start to his relief appearance, currently the pitcher on hook for the loss.
Gelly warming up. Hodgson, Kaufman, and Hellendrung coming up. Brookline down 8-6 against Milton. Here in Milton, Warriors have lost their last 2 games, both in heartbreaking fashion on walk-offs. 10-9, looking to edge this one out here in a close game against a high-ranked Division II opponent. I'm Sam Lowenstein on your play-by-play today here on Jesse Sports Network alongside Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan on color.
We got some more notes in the live chat. Greg Hoffman saying, "Let's go Thad," in response to Thaddeus Gameau's game-tying single from last inning. And Brookline certainly hoping for some more clutch offensive performances here in the 7th and final inning of this game.
Top of the 7th coming up. Hodgson at the plate for the Warriors. Gelly on the mound for Milton. Brookline needs 2 runs. Hodgson loops it down the first base line, and it's caught. First baseman came over to make the grab, and it's caught by Tim O'Sullivan in foul territory.
Yeah, Hodgson just reached out, got it off the end of his bat, and that's certainly what you want to see if you're Milton, get a one-pitch out. Certainly not what you want to see if you're Brookline.
Kaufman at the plate. Takes a strike, inside part of the plate there.
Kaufman's had a couple of big free pass draws for the Brookline offense. His last couple plate appearances had the bases loaded hit by pitch couple innings back, and then had a leadoff walk last inning to get Brookline's rally started.
1-2 Kaufman in a tough count here after a hard fastball low in from Gelly. Gelly settling in here in the top of the 7th, looking to close this one out. Kaufman, foul tipped off the catcher.
Man, and if the catcher O'Brien had managed to get that one around his glove, that would have been strike 3.
1-2 to Kaufman. High fastball, called ball 2. 2-2 pitch to Kaufman. Gelly deals. High ball 3.
Kaufman showing a lot of fight today.
3-2. Kaufman fouls it off. Pesky at bat for him.
Man, he could still potentially pick up his 3rd free pass of the game.
Pitch to Kaufman. Pops it up in foul territory and out of play.
And he is not letting them have this second out easy. A lot of big defensive swings from Kaufman.
3-2. Kaufman fouled off again. Yet again.
And that just continues to build the tension late in a game like this.
3-2. Kaufman swung on, popped up in the air, in the infield, and it's caught in the infield.
That's a big out get for Gelly. A long battle like that, and you end up inducing a simple infield pop out.
Naughton making the catch there. Pinch hitter coming in.
Yeah, I can't quite see the number. Can you see it?
That is number 6, Armand Tandon. Looking to keep the Warriors alive. Brookline down to their final out here in the top of the 7th.
Tandon so far this season 0 for 10 with 2 walks.
He's got himself a 2-ball count here. 2-0. Gelly deals. Strike 1. High and outside. Painted the corner. Brookline's fought their hardest in this game. Looking to stay alive here in Milton. 3-1 to Tandon. Gelly deals. Outside. Ball 4. Tandon walks.
And they're still alive here, and now the tying run at the plate. And we'll see if the freshman Carballo can continue to keep them alive.
Carballo's had some hits as of late. Big spot for him. Takes the first pitch fastball low and away, ball 1. Tandon on first, who was a courtesy runner earlier in the game. 1-0. Tandon going down to second. Throw is low. Tandon, the ball gets away. Tandon has to stay at second, though, but a stolen base for him.
Great jump towards second from Tandon for his first steal of the season. And he popped up so fast, I thought he might go down to third. If the throw wasn't so hard and bounced so fast to the center fielder, he might have.
2-0. Ball 3. High and away. Carballo takes. 3-0 count for him. Tandon on second. 3-0 pitch to Carballo. Strike 1. Breaking ball in the zone.
Yeah, tight situation here with 2 outs.
3-1 to Carballo. Takes strike 2. Another breaking ball. This one down the middle.
Gelly working those breaking balls well, and now he's 1 strike away.
3-2 to Carballo. Pitch from Gelly, fouls it off.
Good defensive swinging from Carballo. You know, you're down to your last strike. Yes, you can potentially get a walk if the pitch misses, but a walk won't save you. A strikeout will end you. You've got to protect the plate.
Gelly went to the breaking ball for the third straight time there. 3-2. Brookline down to their last strike yet again. Pitch to Carballo. Carballo sends it to left field. It gets down. Base hit. Tandon's coming around. He scores. 8-7. Warriors down by 1 here in the top of the 7th inning. RBI single for Danny Carballo.
2 straight hits for Carballo as, again, his offense has really woken up these past couple weeks. And now he represents the potential tying run, and he's on the bases with the top of the order coming up.
Connor Fitzgerald at the plate. And Jesse, we talk about this so much, how important it is to get the guys at the bottom of the order out, because if you do not, then it gives the top of the order a huge opportunity with runners on.
Yeah, with runners on, and those are the guys that you put at the top of the order because you want them to have more plate appearances than everybody else. And so it's a golden opportunity for some of your best guys.
2 out, 8-7 Milton over the Warriors. Fitzgerald at the plate, swinging a miss, strike 1.
And keep an eye on Carballo. They might potentially send him to second to try and get in scoring position.
The 0-1, Carballo on first. Pitch from Gelly to Fitzgerald. Outside, ball 1. 1-1. Throw back down to first. Carballo has to dive in.
And Gelly's also got to be careful not to make any erroneous pickoff throws or wild pitches, because that could freely move him into scoring position.
1-1. Fitzgerald, hard ground ball, flip to second, end of the game. Milton wins at 8-7 over the Warriors.
Man, that's tough for Brookline. You make that huge comeback from down 4. You almost make another comeback down 2. But you end up suffering your 3rd straight 1-run loss. You know, it's been a heartbreaking stretch of games for Brookline, but they're still fighting to keep their playoff spot here. They're facing some highly ranked opponents. Yes, Milton's Division II, and that, you know, won't be as big of a strength of schedule bump as Braintree and Natick. But, you know, just a 1-run loss means your margin average isn't going to take that big of a hit, so Brookline's still fighting in the playoff picture. Doesn't make the loss sting all that much less, though.
Definitely. Brookline goes down to 4-12. Milton improves to 10-5 in Division II.
And while Milton was already well on their way to a playoff berth, this officially clinches it, getting their 10th win in a 20-game season. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for our broadcast here today. Alongside Sam Lowenstein, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. My hat's off to Sam for another great job on the play-by-play here today. And like I said, Wi-Fi was a little rough today, so I'll probably upload a full recording of this game later tonight. Be sure to be on the lookout for that. You can also be on the lookout for some highlights later on this channel, as well as on my Instagram and Facebook. Thank you to all those who contributed in the live chat so far today. If there's anything you'd like to say after the live stream is concluded, you could say it in the comment section down below. Also go down below to the description section of this video where you can find the link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation, as well as some links related to me that you can see in the bottom right corner of your screen, my personal website, jessesports.com, my email, and my social media accounts on Instagram and Facebook. But for this one, that's going to do it. Milton 8, Brookline 7. Alongside Sam Lowenstein at Cunningham Park in Milton, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.